Hey, it's Mike COOCH. Let's talk about the different ways that you can sell and service leads to local businesses. Models are really important here. So you've got some decisions to make about how you want to approach this business. And it's not to say that you can't change which model you're using over time. You certainly can. But I think what's important is just that you're really thoughtful about the model you're using and what the pros and cons are of each. The reason this is such a big deal is it can dramatically impact the margins and the revenue of the service offering that you're doing. It will largely determine how much client handholding you'll have to do, which can be a huge cost to your business. And it determines, are you offering a service to a client where you're building their asset, or are you building your own asset, something that will have equity value in the long term? And most people in the local marketing industry are focused on this first lead generation model, where essentially they are an advertising management service. So it's the client's ad budget that they're working with, and they're charging some sort of flat fee for the management of that budget. In the very small business marketplace, this typically starts at, let's say, $500 to $1,000 a month, and as you get larger, working with larger clients, it's usually 10 to 15% of their ad budget. So if they're spending $100,000 a month, you're charging 10 to 15 or $20,000 a month to manage that budget for them. That model can be very attractive because you are working with the client's ad budget. So you're just providing a service that's very low risk to you. The downside of that is that you really have to sell the client on doing advertising, right, on a particular platform, doing Facebook advertising or doing Google advertising, or you have to find a client that is already doing advertising and sell to them. Versus the second model is actually selling leads. So instead of providing an advertising management service, you're just selling leads. Leads are your product. And in this case, you're working with your ad budget, and then you're just charging clients per lead generated on their behalf. Okay, so those are the two most common models. We like the second model. Why do we like the second model? Well, there's more financial upside to it. So instead of just getting a flat fee for the work that we're doing, we're actually selling the leads that we're generating. So as I mentioned in a previous video, if for the same amount of effort, I can sell 100 leads to a client or 200 leads to a client, then the amount of revenue that I'm generating goes up. There's also less client interaction. So when you are managing somebody else's ad campaigns, they'll have all kinds of input as to exactly what they want, on those ad campaigns, the images they want to use, the copy that they want to use. You'll be working with their team and their assets, their websites, their pages, things like that. So it's just a lot more client handholding, and client handholding is very expensive and honestly has a real impact on your lifestyle and what it's going to take to run that business. So that's something that you have to be very conscious of. Third point is that we're building our own assets. Okay, so instead of working on the client's sites and on the client's pages, we're actually working on our own pages. We're building our own funnels. We're developing our own ads, our own offers. And we're creating an asset. All of those things will be sellable at some point in the future. The sales pitch is much easier with this model. Okay, imagine if you're a small business owner and I'm coming to you and I'm trying to sell you on doing Facebook advertising. And my pitch to you is, hey, Mr. Small Business Owner, you should be doing Facebook advertising. That's what everybody's doing these days. It's the hottest ad platform out there, and you can generate a bunch of leads and new business doing it. And that small business owner says, well, geez, yeah, I've heard about that before, but I've never done it. I've never really considered it. How much is it going to cost me? Well, it's going to cost you, whatever you want to spend plus my ad management fee. You can give them some ideas. Maybe you should spend $1,500 a month plus $500 in ad management. So now you're up to $2,000 a month, and you've never ever seen any results from doing that kind of advertising before. So that's a pretty good sales pitch you have to make, right? Versus if I'm just selling you on leads and I can say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Business Owner, would you like more qualified leads for your business? Of course they would. And that's great. Well, here's how how our model works. We generate leads for you. We charge you X dollars per lead, and there's no upfront investment. There's no risk on your part. You don't have to set aside any ad budget, anything like that. We do all the work, and then we just deliver the leads, and you pay for the qualified leads that you receive. So it's just a very nice, simple, pitch, nice and easy. And then number 5, it allows us to get leads however we can get them, right? Maybe we get them through Facebook ads. Maybe we get them through, Google AdWords, doing Groupon deals, mailing postcards, whatever. It doesn't really matter to us. Whatever we can do to get good, effective leads on the cheap, we'll do. And our clients just really care about the results that they're getting, which is, how many leads am I getting and what are the quality of those leads. So we really like that model. There is a downside to it. The downside is that we are taking the risk, right? We are investing our dollars to generate those leads. And sometimes that's going to work out for us. Sometimes it's not. But this is more, building a real business. We've got skin in the game, and we're going for it. And we are going to get all of the benefits of this work that we're doing because, again, we're building our own asset instead of building something for our clients. I'm not saying that the first model is wrong at all. In fact, we've done that work before, and it's a great way to get started. Because you are just investing your client's money. So you've got to decide, just pick one and get rolling, right? You can always change it later. But if you have the appetite for taking a little bit more risk and you want to build your own asset, then we encourage you to give that second model a shot, particularly if you're having trouble selling people on doing advertising and letting you manage that advertising, then I really encourage you to go for the second model. Particularly if you don't have a lot of experience doing advertising management, it's kind of hard to go with confidence and say to a client, hey, spend thousands of dollars a month and I'll manage those ads for you, right? It's hard for you to sell with confidence when you haven't done it before, and it's hard for them to invest in confidence if you haven't done it before. Versus if you just go to somebody and say, hey, look, I'm willing to hustle and generate you leads, and this is a fair price per lead. Let's get started. There's no minimums, there's no upfront investment you have to make. Then that's a pretty attractive model to the business owner. And now you've got some skin in the game, right? You've got the incentive to really go and hustle and learn how to do Facebook advertising or any other form of advertising, learn how to create landing pages, learn how to generate leads. And when you do that, you've got a skill set that you can take anywhere in life, and you will always be able to find a way to get paid. So definitely encourage you to